Reports are flooding in as Taylor Swift finds herself caught in the middle of the escalating legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. With accusations flying and Hollywood divided, insiders reveal that Taylor is now taking a step back from her once close friendship with Blake. Is she trying to protect her image, or is this a calculated move to protect further controversy? Let's dive into the latest developments.
Is Blake Lively's best friend and family regretting supporting the actress?
Reports are coming in that Taylor Swift is taking a step back from her longtime friend Blake Lively. The legal battle involving Justin Baldoni has made things complicated.
I am Andy Signor. Two big updates for you today.
Insiders claim the situation is messier than it looks. Taylor never planned to get involved, but now she's right in the middle of it.
The Daily Mail's reported this, and it's been shared all over. I see a lot of you sending this to me to react and spread the news. The reports are coming in that, yeah, Taylor Swift is taking a step back.
Meanwhile, E! News is shutting down these reports. They claim Taylor and Blake are still close and that these rumors are completely false.
While I do think it'll be harder to break up this trio than just a Khaleesi text, I do think Taylor Swift is probably publicly avoiding Blake and Ryan at this point.
Taylor, Blake, and Ryan Reynolds have been tight for over a decade. From parties to music collaborations, they've been inseparable.
From everything I've learned about the singer and everything I've known, she hates drama. She does not want to get involved in any drama. She wants to be squeaky clean as best she can. And it makes sense that she would want to step back from all of this.
But now, that friendship might be cracking. Some believe Taylor is publicly distancing herself from Blake and Ryan to avoid backlash.
In this more than she already has, which is far more than she ever needed to be, an insider told Daily Mail. Now, if she's really supporting Blake, I have a few comments. But first, real quick, I want to reiterate this text.
Andy points out that Taylor Swift hates drama. She has worked too hard to maintain her clean public image, and getting involved in this would be bad PR.
Taylor shouldn't even be involved in any of this. She was only going to visit Blake and Ryan with the understanding that the meeting would be over. Khaleesi, the mother of dragons, is the main character in Game of Thrones.
According to sources, the Khaleesi text messages were the final straw. They were never supposed to go public, but now they're causing chaos.
Was portrayed as the villain, descending into madness, turning into vengeance. Second source said Taylor has politely backed away from it all.
Taylor walked into Blake's penthouse, expecting a private meetup, only to find out that the drama was still unfolding.
Taylor Swift faced a similar issue. And at the end of the day, Taylor won. The jury, comprised, I think it was 6 females, 2 males, said yes, they believed Taylor's story.
The biggest issue? Blake's text about being mother of dragons came off as manipulative and intimidating, and Taylor was not okay with it.
They believed Taylor's story, and they awarded her $1, sort of a symbolic gesture. Taylor then broke down with her mom. This guy got fired. He sued back, saying, I lost everything. And then he lost. He did lose everything.
Even worse, Taylor was described like some kind of possession. If she was already on the fence about this, that text pushed her away even more.
Like, I know everybody doesn't have the resources I do, and when this kind of thing happens, I wish more people could have the security and ability to go protect themselves. Like, I don't know what happened. All I know is some people didn't believe her. It was based on a photo.
At this point, Taylor's silence speaks volumes. She hasn't made a statement, but some believe she's not even taking Blake's calls anymore.
She won. To her credit, she did win. At the end of the day, though, she should be standing up for Blake, just as I'm sure she would have wanted people to stand up for her. So it's very telling that she's remaining silent on this.
Andy shifts focus to Bart Johnson, aka the coach from High School Musical. He had been very vocal against Justin Baldoni, but now he's walking it back.
Why wouldn't you want to speak up and defend your best friend and support her? Well, I can tell you why, because you might regret it later once you get all the details, which is what seemingly is happening with her brother-in-law, who's now apologizing for anything unkind he said.
Johnson posted a public apology saying he regrets any unkind words, but there's a catch. He never actually mentions Baldoni's name.
My past comment wasn't for any individual, never said a name, Johnson said, who's married to Blake's half-sister Robin. It was directed at a certain type of person.
Is this damage control? That's what people are asking. If he really meant it, wouldn't he apologize directly to Baldoni?
He's not mentioning anyone specific. Bart, yes, she did. The receipts don't lie. Cast and fallen for a reason. Read the article before spitting ignorance.
Andy calls it out. Past tweets showed Johnson called Baldoni a fraud with a man bun. Now he's pretending he never said his name.
His PR team was stellar, gross and disgusting, but highly effective. Read the article. Well, we did, and we read his, and now I have questions. I think you do too. Read the text message exchanges. His PR campaign strategy to bury her by any means necessary.
People aren't buying it. Deleting tweets and posting a vague apology doesn't erase the receipts.
For my family, friends, and followers, and strangers, that's what I'm committed to and where I find my happiness. We all have flaws, and I'm definitely a work in progress. Do my best to grow. Sending you all my love. And there are a lot of people here giving him love for this. Send your love to Brian. Some people there defending Blake.
And then it gets worse. When Andy tried to engage with Johnson on Twitter, he got blocked instantly.
Some people there defending Blake. Look, personally, I think a very public smear of a man demands a public and personal apology to that man. Don't apologize to us, apologize to him. Notice how he didn't retaliate amidst all the lies. Take notes.
Blocking someone for asking simple questions makes it seem like there's something to hide. If Johnson wanted to clear things up, this was not the way to do it.
He blocked me. He doesn't want to have a conversation.
Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds has said nothing. While Blake's family is in the middle of controversy, Ryan is staying silent.
I get it. It's family. You want to defend your family. You want to believe your family. I get it. But it's part of the reason why you don't come forward. And maybe that's part of the reason Taylor Swift is avoiding this like the plague.
Andy points out that Ryan is usually very vocal online, but here, not a single word.
Her team is as professional as it gets. This Blake Lively stuff is the last thing she wants. Now, she may be playing nice to Blake Lively. I do think she's a good person who wants to be nice to her friends.
Is he avoiding backlash, or is he just waiting for the dust to settle? Whatever the case, his silence is definitely noticeable.
Did you hear about Blake Lively and her dragon? Perez Hilton here, and there has been a lot of chatter today about Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Perez Hilton jumps straight into the buzz, calling out the latest drama surrounding Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. With so much speculation, he's here to set the record straight.
There is an article that was published today by the Daily Mail. The headline was "Exclusive: Taylor Swift taking a step back from Blake Lively as dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship."
The Daily Mail reported that Taylor is distancing herself from Blake amid the ongoing legal battle involving Justin Baldoni. The alleged reason, a controversial Game of Thrones reference used by Blake to intimidate Baldoni, which may have rubbed Taylor the wrong way.
Blake Lively mentioned Taylor Swift to Justin Baldoni with an awful Game of Thrones reference, intimidating him, and that might have upset Taylor Swift.
According to the report, Taylor never planned to attend the meeting, but found herself caught up in it when she arrived at Blake's penthouse. And now, she's reportedly stepping back to avoid further involvement in the mess.
The uncool and unnecessary description, her as a dragon, was reportedly the final straw for Swift, who had never planned to be at the meeting, but arrived at Lively's New York penthouse to find it was still going on.
The article also claims that Blake's text about being keezy and having dragons was seen as an intimidation tactic. Taylor's friends allegedly believe it was uncool and unnecessary, reducing her to a possession rather than a person.
A conversation where he was at with her, and Ryan Reynolds was there too, trying to pressure the director of their movie, It Ends With Us, into accepting her script rewrites.
Perez, however, isn't convinced. While the Daily Mail claims Taylor is backing away, his own sources say otherwise. He insists Taylor is still loyal to Blake and isn't walking away from their decade-long friendship.
According to his lawsuit, Taylor was championing the changes that Blake Lively had made. The Daily Mail says today, quote, "For the time being, she is taking a step back from Blake."
Not only has Taylor been Blake's close friend, but she's also the godmother to 3 of Blake and Ryan's children. Perez emphasizes that this is a deep bond, not something Taylor would casually throw away.
She doesn't want to get tangled in this any more than she already has, which is far more than she ever needed to be.
Despite the controversy, Perez stands firm. Taylor is not distancing herself. He believes the Daily Mail got it wrong and that Taylor remains a loyal friend unless she's betrayed.
I happen to have Dragon's text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary because she was essentially used as an intimidation tactic. She was referred to as some kind of pet or possession. Taylor shouldn't even be involved in this at all.
Perez ends by shutting down the rumors completely. In his words, the Daily Mail is wrong. Now he's inviting everyone to share their thoughts in the comments.
All right, guys, happy Wednesday and stop everything because Taylor Swift, and yes, we are taking full credit for this. Stay-at-home moms, people that have been sending me tips, we are taking full credit for this journalism.
Taylor Swift is reportedly distancing herself from Blake Lively after being dragged into a legal battle she never wanted to be part of. The lawsuit involving Justin Baldoni is causing major damage, and Taylor's PR team is already in full damage control mode.
But clearly, either she or someone on her team saw our episode yesterday because we have just been on the scent like a hound. And a picture was starting to form that Taylor Swift may have been involved somewhat in the background.
Reports claim Taylor never planned to be involved, but when she arrived at Blake's penthouse, she found herself in the middle of a heated argument over script changes for It Ends With Us. Justin Baldoni later claimed in his lawsuit that Taylor actually pressured him into accepting Blake's version of the film. And then there's Blake's now infamous text calling Taylor and Ryan Reynolds her dragons, suggesting she uses them to get what she wants.
Her particular style, these Easter eggs, she was hanging out with them at that time. The New York Times article, a lot of what happened just seemed to have a flavor of Tay. Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team...
Insiders told the Daily Mail that Taylor feels used and wants out of the drama, but others, including Candace Owens, aren't buying it. She says this is Taylor's classic PR strategy, backing out before things get worse while secretly staying connected to Blake behind the scenes.
Entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, shocking, Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used. And she wants nothing to do with the Justin Baldoni situation.
And then there's the mystery Reddit post from 6 months ago that basically predicted all of this. It claimed Blake threatened to expose Justin for harassment if Sony didn't approve her version of the movie. The post also said Taylor was involved in pushing Blake's version. At the time, nobody believed it. Now, it's looking eerily accurate.
You know, the ship that not even God could sink is sinking. It's going down because God is God, okay? Also, it's the anniversary of Jussie Smollett's hate crime, so it is indeed a dark day, the hate crime that he staged against himself 6 years ago.
Then things get even messier. At the very last minute, the film's composer was replaced, and the new composer was none other than the same one from Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Why? Allegedly because Taylor didn't like the original composer. Sources claim she told Sony they could keep her song in the film, but only if they removed the composer. Sony immediately fired him.
And so I decided to invite on the Nigerian brothers, the Unsundaro brothers, the people who helped him in the plot against himself. I asked them the burning questions that everyone wants to know, like, this is MAGA country. Who exactly came up with that line? You guys are going to crack up. These men are hilarious. So let's get started and welcome back to Candace.
With all these details coming out, some believe Taylor Swift could be subpoenaed in the case. She was at the center of the script edits, involved in meetings, and allegedly used as a pressure tactic. If Justin's legal team decides to dig deeper, she might have to testify. But knowing Taylor, don't expect her anywhere near a courtroom. So is Taylor truly cutting ties with Blake Lively? Or is she just distancing herself publicly to avoid the backlash? For now, she's staying silent, but insiders believe this might just be the beginning of a bigger fallout.
What do celebrities have to say about the legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively? And more importantly, how their statements could factor into an upcoming trial. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has drawn divided opinions. Blake Lively accuses Justin Baldoni of misconduct and launching a media smear campaign against her after she voiced concerns during the filming of It Ends With Us. Baldoni, however, insists the allegations are false, claiming Lively used the accusations to gain control over the movie's creative direction.
The Justin Baldoni-Blake Lively legal fight has certainly drawn headlines. It has created debate online about who is right, who is to blame, who is the victim. But I will tell you, The celebrity?
Taylor Swift, previously close to Lively and Ryan Reynolds, has now distanced herself from the situation. Reports claim Swift felt used as an intimidation tactic, particularly when Lively allegedly called her and Ryan her dragons while pressuring Baldoni into accepting script edits.
To support her argument that this was a coordinated, retaliatory campaign against her, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, a lot of those messages could be quite bad.
Swift's team quickly released a statement that she is taking a step back to avoid further involvement in the legal drama. Some insiders believe Swift's retreat is a strategic move to protect her own image as Lively's case weakens.
Of engaging in misconduct, including sexual harassment on the set of the movie It Ends With Us, in which she co-starred alongside Baldoni. He was also the director of the film. And she said that he and his team of executives, financiers, PR, and crisis management experts, they devised.
Lively's dragons comment, allegedly used to intimidate Baldoni, has been criticized as manipulative. Reports claim Lively leveraged her Hollywood influence, using Swift's presence to pressure Baldoni into script changes. PR insiders suggest Swift's sudden retreat signals that she sees Lively's case falling apart.
And that is actress Jenny Slate, who plays the character of Alyssa. And she too, on December 23rd, released a statement that was obtained by Today.com. And it said, as Blake Lively's castmate and friend,
some of Lively's It Ends With Us co-stars have publicly supported her. Brandon Sklenar, who played Atlas in the film, shared the New York Times expose on Lively's lawsuit, writing, "For the love of God, read this," showing his support for her allegations.
She said, this becomes much larger. However, perhaps Baldoni may actually use the cast and crew members to support his argument. Why do I say that? Because in response to the claim that he called Lively sexy, right? How do you call her sexy? That's sexual harassment. He says Blake Lively was the one who introduced that term.
Meanwhile, some public figures have defended Baldoni. Candace Owens criticized how Baldoni was immediately canceled without solid evidence, arguing that he deserves a fair trial.
And then we have Justin Baldoni's wife, also appears to be in full support of her husband, Emily Baldoni, posting on Instagram, "Happy birthday, my love. Celebrating the man, husband, and father that you are. I choose you again and again." And this alongside a picture of the two of them kissing with their children by their side. Now,
Baldoni's wife, Emily Baldoni, and his mother publicly stood by him, expressing confidence that truth and justice will prevail.
and by the way, I should tell you, Baldoni has also separately sued the New York Times, accusing them of engaging in defamation by allegedly coordinating the release of a bombshell report about Baldoni after Lively initially filed her first civil rights complaint against him out in California.
Baldoni has also filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times, claiming they selectively edited and presented his messages to portray him as an abuser. His legal team argues the media coordinated with Lively even before she officially filed her complaint.
From Hollywood, the reaction that they're getting from the public online is very, very important for their careers and their livelihoods. Now, we have a hearing scheduled in this case out in New York next week. We're going to have one of our reporters in the courtroom. There are going to be no cameras in there. This is a federal case.
The trial is set for March 9th, 2026, but Hollywood and the public remain divided. Lively presents herself as the victim of retaliation, while Baldoni fights to clear his name. With no cameras allowed in the courtroom, media narratives will continue shaping public perception. Hollywood remains divided as the legal drama unfolds. Blake Lively stands her ground with the support of her co-stars and friends, while Justin Baldoni fights to clear his name. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift's silence speaks volumes. Whether she's done for good or just out of the limelight, that remains to be seen. This battle is far from over, with the trial scheduled for 2026. Keep an eye on the updates as the story unfolds.